Plastic Free, Greenpeace Worthing, Worthing Fair Trade, Sompting Estates, OART and Epic, Green Tides TCV, Sussex Wildlife Trust, Community Chest, Community Works, I Project, Worthing Can, that's me, and Transition Town Worthing. If everyone can make their way forward, I think it'll be easier.
Should I go?
XR, yeah, XR.
Start the clock. Start the clock.
Right. Are you ready? Go!
Yeah, for Plastic Free Worthing, we're a group of volunteers. There's about 10 of us at the moment. We always need more volunteers. We meet once a month, but the remit is a Surfers Against Sewage remit. It's all over the country. There's 660 towns, villages join this remit, and it's all about getting rid of single-use plastics. So we're looking at businesses to join us, schools, which is a quite a tough one to get into a little bit, and community groups. It doesn't matter who you are. If you can show 3 moves away from single-use plastic, we will come and kind of give you a little pat on the back and put you out on social media, and eventually, if we can get it through the whole town by this remit, we can get Worthing accredited as a plastic-free town. There is plastic-free Penzance, and there's about 200 other plastic-free towns at the moment, so it's a really great little
10 seconds.
group to join. And if you want to join us, we also do beach cleans regularly once a month, and meet once a month, so look us up, we've got a table out there, you can ask me anything.
Done. Brilliant. So who have we got?
Fran from Sussex Wildlife Trust.
Okay, go.
Hello, so yeah, we do a whole load of stuff across Sussex on obviously enhancing the landscape for wildlife. We engage loads of people with that. We've got the Help Our Kelp project happening locally, which is looking at sustainable, creating carbon capture in our seas and enhancing it for wildlife. We're working with Neppy State on getting beavers back to Sussex. We've got work going on with all sorts of landowners across the county, looking at trying to get them to do more regenerative agriculture, more organic farming, more farming for wildlife. We have a natural capital project that we're working on at the minute where we're trying to match investors in nature and carbon capture in the people on the ground who can actually do that for them, which is basically the landowners. So we're not by any means there yet, but we're getting there slowly. That'll probably do for me. We do a lot more, but yeah, there's loads on our website if you want to find out more.
Hello, Worthing Fair Trade Steering Group. Fair trade has been available in the UK since the early 90s. It started from a very humble beginning with just a few projects. Today we've got over 4,500 fair trade products sold in the UK, and the majority of the public can now identify the fair trade mark, which I'm sure many of you here can. Today the majority of shops sell fair trade products, and many businesses use them in their canteens, churches are fair trade, and schools, especially around the Worthing area. At the moment we're in the middle of Fair Trade Fortnight, which runs to the middle of March. And the steering group that we're really trying to promote and push fair trade products. So it's a great opportunity, especially in your business or organisation. If you've thought about using fair trade products, it's a good time now. The main aims of the fair trade is to lift third world farmers out of poverty, and by giving them a fair price. Just to finish off, I'm sure you'll be prepared, you'll be interested to know everything is environmentally grown. Thank you.
We're a local charity. We exist to support the community and voluntary sector across Adur and Worthing. We also work in Brighton and Hove, but we've got the Adur and Worthing team here today. Jess is also here, she's waving. So we're a charity, and a big part of our role is supporting projects, whether that be tiny startup constituted groups that are looking to develop their structure, get some funding, attract people to be part of their cause, right through to social enterprises and some of the larger local charities. So if you're looking to start something up, or interested in being involved in a partnership, then by all means speak to us, and we're connected to loads of these fantastic organisations that you're hearing from today. Another key thing I want to talk to you about is that we run the volunteer centre. So volunteer centre operates across Adur and Worthing, from the town halls, from community buildings, job centres, and just the time that we've spent talking this morning, we've had 5 people in our office in the town hall coming to have an hour's conversation about who they are, what they're looking to do in the community and how they might give their time. And explicitly for our organisation, climate and sustainability is a priority. So if you want to volunteer or you need volunteers, come talk to us, we're in there.
And breathe. I'm Mike Tristram, Something Estate Trustee, also Trustee of Sustainable Sussex Traditions. We're on the boundaries between Worthing and Ada, crossing them, about 1,800 acres. I've spent the last 35 years since I've been involved doing a lot of ecological habitat restoration around the farming. And now we're in a phase the last 10 years of working on sustainability transformation, and we're involving community. So the EPIC project, which you'll hear more about, we're working with Sustainable Sussex to form a community farm which will take this forward, take the project volunteer base forward into the future, a permanent group. We're also working with the parish council and other something community in the countryside. Always open to suggestions for new ways of getting involved. We're looking to make new access opportunities into our land near built-up areas as well. I hope you will enjoy visiting. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ricky Purnell. I've started up a community interest company called Tree Action UK. It started a few months ago, helping a few schools in the area. The main focus is to support schools and communities with tree planting projects. The first school we helped out with Shoreham Academy. A lot of children there were involved in that. I planted 30 whips in the grounds, and currently working with 3 other schools in West Sussex, planting some standard trees, not just ordinary trees. These are going to be projects planned for November. And working with some great partners, with arborists at the local council, and also the conservation volunteers. And we're looking for more schools who maybe want support. We're also fundraising for these projects, so that involves a lot of corporate fundraising, as well as crowdfunding campaigns which we're organising. So we're talking to a lot of companies in the area as well. Thank you.
Hello, Extinction Rebellion Worthing. We began in May last year with 10 concerned citizens. We now have 250 members. As well as taking part in national actions, we've raised awareness locally with a mass sea level rise campaign action, anti-Black Friday swap shop, a general election campaign to put climate change at the top of the political agenda. We've worked with the Green Party to get the council to declare a climate emergency in the Citizens' Assembly, distributed 6,000 copies of the XR Hourglass newspaper, took part in divestment demos, and lots of other things as well. We've evolved. We now have a transport action group, a fantastic earth choir, an art and makers group, and a murals group who have permission this year granted for 2 large murals locally when the weather's better. We're giving a Heading for Extinction talk on the 16th of April at Coast Cafe, and you can pick up any leaflets about this and more on our stall in the Assembly Room. Thank you.
Well, record.
Aaron and I, the Greenpeace group. We face many challenges such as rising sea levels and loss of diversity, as has been mentioned here this morning by our speakers. Greenpeace works on many fronts to help avoid extreme climate breakdown. Some destructive industries across the world and governments threaten our oceans and forests and the air we breathe. Greenpeace is a network of local groups and activists throughout the UK who expose these organisations. We've had many successes over the years, without mentioning any names or products. A lot of products have been taken off the shelves from local branches, and this has led to these products being banned, which has been a great success on many fronts. We've got a local group who is often seen on the streets informing the public and carrying out various stunts and actions. For example, we recently exposed some well-known food chains for using soya from regions of the Amazon that's just been slashed and burned. If anybody's interested in becoming involved in their local group, please speak to somebody on the stall. Thank you.
I'll let him get away with it because also Worthing County, he's our mangy granddad, so he's absolutely brilliant. Next up.
Hello, I'm Carl, the chair of Worthing Community Chess. We're the independent charity that gives out small grants to local groups, including many of you in this room, and including this week, Climate Action Network's art installation in Colonnade House, which is worth a look. We get most of our funds in from textile recycling, and whilst we may all wish that the fashion industry will start shrinking sometime soon, in the meantime people have still got vast amounts of stuff to get rid of, so much better that it goes into our big ugly green bins that are dotted all around Worthing than into either landfill or into the coffers of a profit-making trading company. So come and see us in that room, and we'll tell you where all our bins are, scattered all around Worthing, not just the ones at Tesco that fill up very regularly. And between us, we might be able to turn some very bad waste into a very good thing.
Hi.
Okay, go.
Hi, my name's Kate Evans-McCrakis. I'm project manager for EYE. It stands for Eco Young and Engaged. I'm involved with the schools in the Worthing Arder area. We go out to schools and promote sustainability and climate issues. We do work with the schools themselves, so we link with the Eco Leads. In July there will be our 13th Worthing and Arder Eco Summit. We invite at least 200 children to come and do workshops hosted by many of you people that are here. And it's a great way to spread the message to the young generation, because obviously they're the ones that will have to deal with what's happening, as everybody's pointed out. And we're always interested in new committee members. It's great to have a sphere of lots of influence, so if you would like to come see me, I'm in Standing Hall, so thank you very much. Okay, that was the fastest so far. Thank you. 1 minute. Go.
Hi, my name is Linda Kerrison. I work for the Ousnaders Rivers Trust. Our catchment is from Worthing over to Lewis, and we look at removing weirs, encouraging fish to be able to migrate up rivers, as well as looking at the pollution levels and trying to encourage people to be able to use the river systems in a more sustainable manner. We are about to launch a large campaign which is about how us as individuals use water, so try and reduce the amount of extraction that is going to be in this area is a massive problem. So that's something to be looking out for. It's going to be released, I think, in March or April. Our biggest project is the EPIC project, which quite a few people in this room have already heard about. We actually built a new river, which was quite good, really. And we've planted lots of trees, we've created a whole new habitat, and it's amazing.
Thank you. Just going to put Gwen on the spot here, so just TCB. Go.
Thank you, Michelle. My name is Gwen. I work for the Conservation Volunteers. We are a charity, national charity. We have been invited to work in partnership with Adur and Worthing Council to look at green spaces, public green spaces. We work, our pilot project called the Green Communities was mostly focused on two areas of Adur and Worthing. Hopefully from next year we'll have a bit more funding and we'll be able to work across the entire Adur and Worthing. Oh, that's better. We work at grassroots level. We engage with people on the ground and try to make that link with the local authority and how can we work together. I'm very passionate about empowering people to make those changes. So Isabella's project on a big scheme, how do we make people do that in their backyard, on their public green spaces? I think that's the change that me personally can enable people to do across Adur and Worthing. Thank you.
Thank you. Go.
Hello, I'm Jill Sutcliffe. I'm a member of the Wheeled Action Group. You might have thought from Boris Johnson's announcement at Christmas that onshore oil and gas developments had stopped. It stopped at one site, principally Preston New Road in Lancashire, where they'd had a number of earthquakes. That's why he stopped it. The Weald has got 6 or 7 applications currently. West Sussex will consider 2 on March the 24th. Everyone welcome at County Hall. Surrey will consider Dunsfold on the 25th. So just look at the Weald Action Group, you can find out all the information you need. Onshore oil and gas developments have not gone away.
Thank you. Lovely. We're going to ask Pauline to come up. Yeah, come up, why not? And there's no favouritism, so we just get a minute as well. Yeah? You go. Okay, so I'm part of Worthing Climate Action Network. We campaign primarily to get West Sussex County Council to divest their portion of their pension funds from fossil fuels. We have done numerous outreach, climate cake stalls, and various actions around and about, helping to support XR Worthing, etc. We have currently got, as was mentioned, an art exhibition at Colonnade House till Sunday. I've been manically crocheting in between organising all this, so go down and have a look at that at some point. And we were also, we do like our cultural stuff, we're quite full of artists. We were one of only 2 organisations in the UK that took part in the Global Climate Change Action Theatre, so that's Worthing Climate Action Network. Get involved if you can.
That down a bit, I think. Go. Okay, Transition Town Worthing started out in 2009, and since that time we've developed into a CIC, working on 4 community growing projects involving people from all walks of life and all ages, a highly successful monthly repair cafe, which on average deals with 40 to 50 repairs each session. We've done a total of 369 so far, keeping things out of landfill, skill sharing and tackling social isolation. We have an annual seed swap which showcases many local community groups and organisations involved in growing and making. Sam Bailey runs our pop-up energy shop every Wednesday at St Paul's, helping people save money on energy and water. We have a very active transport group and eco-open houses just about to come up, doing everything we've talked about this morning. Please go and grab one of these. The website went live last night, very last minute stuff. We've got all sorts of things going on. Get a brochure.
And I'm just going to do one more actually, because I stand up here with a different hat on. Okay, so I'm chair of the Green Tides, which is the Adur and Worthing Green Spaces Partnership, which is basically all the friends and environmental volunteer groups across Adur and Worthing. We're a network that comes together, and as a partnership we got 10 grand's worth of funding, so we've got a new website set up. We also provide training for all our environmental volunteers, so we did Train the Trainer training yesterday, and that was very successful according to Francoise, who I spoke to earlier. So we managed to step in and cover insurance for our groups when the council wasn't able to, but we're looking to how that might go be more sustainable in the future. So if anybody does want to get involved in their green spaces, come and look at our website, all our groups are listed. Thank you.